Hi guys, and welcome to Escape with Watch Reviews. My name is Steve, and today we're going to be reviewing the Santura Novus, and this is a pre-production unit, so things like quality control and maybe some features here and there are going to change just a little bit, but yeah, for the most part, this is what you're going to get. I was sent this watch for free. I don't get to keep the watch, I have to send it back, but no matter how I get a watch in for review, it's always going to be an honest opinion every single time. And if by the end of this review you want to pick this up, I will be leaving a link down in the video description that'll take you to the Kickstarter once it goes live, or it will take you to their website where you can get some more information about the watch. So like I said, this watch is going to hit Kickstarter on March 6th, 2025 with an early bird price of $389 US. That's, I think, a pretty solid deal for a watch like this. The watch currently comes in 3 different colorways that you can see here. We're looking at the white colorway, but it is most definitely a silver color. The watch case is made of 316L stainless steel, has a sapphire crystal on the front and on the back, a screw-down crown, a screwed-in case back, 100 meters of claimed water resistance. It has Swiss BGW9 Super Luminova on the dial and the hands, and the watch is powered by the high-beat Miyota 9039 automatic movement. So over the past years, I think Kickstarter has been kind of flooded with these Miyota 9000 series micro-brand watches. So I'm here to tell you, how does this stack up? Is it any good? Let's dig in and let's find out. Let's get to the full review. But before we do a quick wrist check today, wearing another one of those watches, not really Kickstarter, but the Erebus Ascent. And this one has been getting a lot of attention lately just because of the new sizes that they released. So yeah, if you're interested in these ones, go check them out. I still have to do a review on this one. All right, so let's get into dimensions. Got a case diameter of 38.1, 10.3 millimeters thick, 20 millimeter lug width, 44 millimeters lug tip to lug tip, and on the included leather strap, it weighs 65 grams. So we got a pretty classic set of dimensions. 38 millimeter go anywhere, do anything watches with the bigger dials. I think they wear pretty nice on a lot of different wrist sizes, and you can just see, you got a nice turn down to the lugs there as well. So it wears great. So I'm going to go outside right now and throw it on my wrist for you. And here we are on my 7.5 inch wrist, and as you can see, I think it wears great. Got a nice turn down to the lugs there. I love all the little polished accents on this watch, yet still keeping it mostly brushed. I think it looks absolutely fantastic, and the dial is gorgeous on this watch. I'll get it out here in the sun for you real quick, but yeah, really happy with that. I'm going to reference this later on. The buckle, you can kind of see it sticks out a little bit far. That's an issue with this, but I'd say a fairly minor one that we can obviously fix with straps, which we'll do here in just a second. And here we are out in some direct sunlight, and you can see just how strong that sunburst is. It looks absolutely fantastic. Really happy with it. The legibility is excellent as well. Flat crystal with air coating. That's going to be good. So yeah, I think it looks really good. I'm going to go throw it on some straps and we'll get back to this review. And here we are on they call this a mosaic FKM cut to size strap. Absolutely love these straps. I really like the green, that kind of muted green and the silver. I think it looks really good. And here we are kind of on a tan brown with some black accents on, this is a Vario leather strap, and I think that looks really good. This watch kind of leans into that vintage aesthetic a little bit, so the strap really helps bring it out a little bit, in my opinion. And here we are on a red nylon strap. This is single layer. It looks like a double layer, but it is definitely a single layer there. Still sitting really low, and I thought the red would kind of bring out the little red accents on the dial. I think it looks all right. What do you guys think? And lastly, here we are on a dark green nylon strap, 2 layers underneath the watch there, and I still think it's wearing beautifully. Super comfortable, no real issues with strap clearances or anything. So yeah, this is a kind of a strap monster in my opinion. Yeah, so let's get in close. We'll talk about the case finishing. So first off, on the top there, we have a polished bezel. Bezel looks really nice. It does have a slightly brushed lip bottom edge to it. It looks really good. The transitions are nice and crisp. The polishing itself looks to be done to a nice standard. There's no waviness or anything like that in there. The tops of the lugs, they are vertically brushed, as you can see there. Nice and linear, nice and satinized. I think it looks excellent. Flipping it to the crown side here, you do have a signed screw down crown. It's fully polished. You got good grip on it. It's kind of this onion style shape. So yeah, a little bit odd for this style of watch, but I think it works. You got lots of grip on it too. So really happy with the crown on it. You have a horizontal brushing on the case sides, and again, very nicely done. Sometimes in these little tight corners here, it can get a little muddled, but you can definitely see here they did a very nice job keeping it nice and consistent all the way across. So really happy with the case finishing. That beveled edge goes all the way around, even on the bottom edge here. So these bottom edges of the case and of the lugs there, nice and soft on wrist, so super comfortable. The transitions on those polished surfaces, really nice and sharp. They look really good, even getting up this close. You can kind of start to see where some brands cut corners, and this is definitely not the space that they cut corners. So really happy with that. Flipping it to the case back here, you can see you have a screwed in case back held in with 6 screws, keeping it 100 meters watertight. Actually nicely done. This is a sapphire crystal that covers the entire part of it here, and then this design, this kind of half cutout, is underneath the sapphire crystal. It looks really good. I've got no real issues with it. You got a nice spec sheet around the outside here. Everything is done nice and smooth. I've got no issues with that. These little corners here for the cutouts, that's the only place I notice like a little sharpness on the case. It's not something that has ever bothered me. I don't feel it when I'm putting it on the wrist or anything. It's just when I'm holding it in my hand and rubbing my fingers along this bottom edge here, I can kind of feel a little bit of a rough edge there, but that's pretty much it as far as the sharpness on this case. It's very nicely finished. I'm quite impressed with the case finishing on this watch, and I really do like the design of the case. All right, let's talk about the crystal real quick. First things first, we'll test it for sapphire. It is positive for sapphire. So we do have a sapphire crystal on the front and a sapphire crystal on the back. I did test both of those. You can see here it is just a dead flat piece of sapphire crystal. A little bit of a chamfer around the edge there, but just completely flat. Sits above the bezel just a hair. There's plenty of anti-reflective coating on it as well. It's a nice crystal. Flat crystals I don't ever think need AR coating. The fact that they put plenty of it on here is just an extra bonus. So there's certain times where this crystal just doesn't even look like it's there. So really happy with the crystal on the watch. All right, so let's talk about the dial. So the dial on the watch, it's kind of the star of the show. It's really interesting. I haven't seen anything like this really. So very, very cool. This is the white colorway, but it is definitely silver. It's not even close to white. So yeah, it looks fantastic. A very strong sunburst, as you can see here, and as you can probably see in the outdoor shots. Yeah, the sunburst on this dial is kind of crazy. When you get like multiple point lights hitting it, it just kind of dances and plays with the light. It's really a really nicely done dial. Getting up real close, you can see here you have applied indices at all the hour markers. You can see you have these kind of oversized ones here at 3, 6, and 9. You got this triple one here at the 12 o'clock position. Yeah, the alignment on these is not the best, and that's something I'm really hoping that they change in the final production. They really kind of nail that quality control. But you can see here some of these little indexes at all the other hour markers here. They don't line up with the printing on the dial, so it's pretty far off on some of these ones. So that would be a little disappointing if I did get this watch like this, but I have a feeling they're going to tighten that up in the final production. The logo on the watch is applied. Really nice logo too. I like it. I like the Santura branding. The Novus name is cool down here in red. And then you have your 10 atmospheres, 100 meters. I wish they would get rid of the spaces between the 10 and the atmospheres and the 100 and the meters. That's just a little nitpick of mine, but otherwise I think it looks pretty darn good. You can see the outer minute track that is white, and it is printed with the black text there. So that gives you an idea of how silver the dial is there. But I think the overall layout is very nice looking. I wish they would kind of concentrate on their quality control with the printing and the applied indices there. That's really my only complaint with the dial. The handset that they chose, this one is black against the silver, really nice and contrasty. They are kind of skeletonized there too. They look really, really good. They're a good length too. I like the pop of red on the second hand there, as well as the lollipop second there. But yeah, there's not a whole lot to complain about. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. Even the lume on the watch is pretty good. I'm going to pop it up against a couple other watches in the collection. So here it is against a couple other watches in the collection, and it holds its own. Those small indices, they do fade a little bit faster than the big indices do, but the hands and the larger indexes, they hang on So yeah, overall, really happy with the Lume on the watch. It's actually pretty darn strong, and it's that kind of ice blue glow of the BGW9, which I love. So the movement that is powering this watch is the Miyota 9039 high beat automatic movement, so 28,800 beats per hour. So 8 ticks of the second hand every second, giving it that nice smooth sweep. Roughly 40 hours of power reserve at hacks and hand winds. They are workhorse movements. They've been around for a while. They're going to last you for a very long time, and they're usually very accurate. So here's how this one has been running. Can't complain about that at all. Yeah, really happy with this movement. They're just excellent, and they're even pretty nice to look at. They got a little bit of decoration back there. The rotor on this watch is nothing. It's just right off the shelf of the Miyota. But yeah, I like the fact that they kind of decorated this part here. You can see the inner workings of the movement there. So yeah, overall pretty happy with the movement on this watch. It's great, and it keeps the profile nice and slim, which is a big bonus for me. And the movement is operated by this 3 o'clock screw down crown here. Again, nicely signed, kind of that onion style. Got plenty of grip on it. I mean, it's a little bit slippery, but not too bad. You get a nice satisfying pop out. First position is your hand winding here. Second position jumps right into the time setting. So yeah, really happy with the movement on it. The crown seems okay. Maybe a little bit wobbly, but not too bad. The one issue that I do have is these threads. They don't pick up right away. It's one of those crowns where you have to kind of reverse wind it until it kind of seats into the threads right there, and then you can screw it in. It's something that happens every single time for me, so yeah, I'm not sure that they can do anything about that. I'm sure they can, but it's just something I noticed and wanted to point out to you guys so you don't cross thread the crown there. All right, so let's talk about the strap on this watch. So the strap, it's a leather strap, nicely padded in my opinion. It's 20 millimeters. It tapers down to 18 millimeters at the buckle. It's a nice strap actually. It's very comfortable. It's a super dark blue, so it's definitely not black. I kind of thought it was black at first, but putting it up next to a black strap, you can see it is definitely blue. So, but it's a very dark blue. It could pull off either colorway in my opinion. So yeah, the strap itself though, pretty nice. You can see where my wrist is on the buckle, so kind of right in the middle there. Very nice, very soft, very flexible. It has quick release spring bars here, genuine leather on this side here. No Santura branding or anything like that there. The stitching, nice and clean. Got no issues with that. One floating keeper, one stationary keeper. You do have a Santura buckle, but the buckle is not my favorite. Some of these buckles I just got a watch. Let me see here. Or I just got a strap, I should say. So you see how the bottom edge here is kind of notched a little bit. That allows the strap to kind of slide and sit in this, and it makes it really nice and flush when it's all put together. This one here, when I put it together, it is not flush at all. It's something I mentioned in my my wrist shots. So there you can see it. I mean, it kind of sticks up there. That other strap would just kind of, or that other buckle would sit more flush, kind of like that. So yeah, that's something that I noticed. I'm usually not a stickler on buckles, but yeah, they could improve this buckle a little bit, make it shaped a little bit differently, put that little notch in there. It would help it sit a little more flush. Again, it's not a huge deal. You can replace these things pretty quick and pretty easily, but it's something that I noticed, something that I want the brand to pay attention to, if not for this model, at least in the future. So yeah, spending a little bit more on a nicer buckle would help the clean aesthetic of it. The good thing is, if they do hit their Kickstarter goals, they're going to include a deploying clasp, and then if they hit, I think, their goal number 2, you get a really nice bracelet and an on-the-fly clasp. So yeah, hopefully they hit those and you can get those. So yeah, just something for them to think about, even for just this basic model. So yeah, I do like the strap. I just don't like the buckle on it. So there you go, guys. That is the Santura Novus hitting Kickstarter March 6th. If you're interested in this watch, I will be leaving a couple links down below. One of them takes you to the website where you can sign up for the Kickstarter. And then once the Kickstarter launches, hopefully I will put the Kickstarter link down there as well. So I think it's a cool watch though. You get a really nice case, good size, nice thickness, nice movement, really good crystal, really cool dial as well, and a nice strap to boot. So yeah, hopefully they can hit some of their goals and you can get a nice bracelet or a deploying clasp here. But other than that, I think there's nothing in this watch telling me to not buy it. I think it's a really nice, good watch, good value as well. So yeah, I think that's it for me. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. See ya.